Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests. Thank you so much. It is my great honor to be in front of all of you here today, and you've honored us as well with your presence. I thank you for taking the time out. The title of my address to you today is a seed called vision. My name is Lukalu, Sifa, Tshiswaka, Chakaduma, and I'm a proud daughter of African soil. I concluded in my soul many moons ago that this land that my ancestors, their bare feet upon, is the land that was blessed through them for me, and it will yield for me a great harvest. Today, my vision looks like it's a bit out of touch from reality, because how can I promote trade and investment to a country that seems to be on fire? Goma is in crisis. Well, I build my confidence on the word of God, remembering Noah, who spent years building an ark in preparation for a rain that no human had ever seen. So I press forward to my vision. Even the disciples who were commanded by Christ to cross the Red Sea and they met a mighty tempest on their way. And so in the face of a problem, they grew fearful and they forgot that they were sent. And therefore, success was inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, let me confirm with you all today that you and I are sent. And we will be successful. The Democratic Republic of Congo will be delivered. Families will be restored, and the nation will rise. Congo stands with her head held high, supported by her siblings from South Africa, who have deployed thousands of troops to defend the country's sovereignty. And we are comforted because we are not alone. And so we say thank you to South Africa for remembering us and staying true to your fight that brought you victory in 1994. Just 30 years ago, the DRC was training, feeding, housing South African freedom fighters. And today, South Africa proudly stands beside an old friend. Now is the time for us to formalize, strategize, and boost intra-African trade, because we've never trusted each other as much as we trust each other now. And so now we can work together. The latest statistics has intra-African trade at just 15% of our total global trade. And this is compared to an average of between 50 to 60% of trade with more advanced economies and countries. So to put it in perspective, Africans trade with each other at 15% of total trade, and the rest of the developed world trades with themselves at 50 to 60%. So ladies and gentlemen, do you see how grave our situation is? We are like sitting ducks, waiting to be devoured by the predators. Wars, economic downswings that we have no control over determine our fate here on the continent. It affects our food prices, it drives up the cost of fuel, and it creates scarcity. It even sets the prices of our precious minerals. So how do we protect ourselves? We do it by bringing Africa closer together. Let's buy our wheat from South Africa. Let's transform Kenya into the hub of science and technology. Let's outsource our call centers to Mauritius. And let's buy our oil from Angola, Nigeria. Let's drink our morning coffees with the beans from the DRC and embellish ourselves in Ghanaian gold. Let's vacation in Cape Verde. Let's get back to being the giants that Africa has always been. We are gathered in this room today with a common vision, and that is what makes this initiative powerful. I take us back to the word of Yahweh, the Most High God. And it says in the book of Amos 3 verse 3, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" The power of agreement is that it causes us to work effectively and achieve goals. So it will get us to achieving the goals of an Africa that is socially and economically prosperous and financially independent. But one person's vision cannot change much, but thousands in agreement will impact the world. Esteemed guests, I would like to welcome on stage with me today my formidable board of directors who have come together behind this vision and committed themselves to this ambitious mission. I'm going to call up first my very capable Vice President, Aurélie Kalenga. Our Secretary General, Glody Elifa, who is still on his way. Oliver Kabongo is our Head of Legal for the South African Division. Frank Ilunga is the Head of our Mining Center. And the following two gentlemen, also in absentia, they couldn't leave Kinshasa, is Vinnie Paul Kabwe. He is the head of our legal department for the Congolese market. And Edison Kinunga, who is the head of our arts and culture sector. So our chamber is not a building, it's a vision, and it's driven by our members. There is no chamber without all of you. So this team that you see before you are here to give today's local businesses the facility and the support to look a little further and stretch their arms a little higher. Africans must begin to build generational wealth. For that to happen takes systems, and we are here to facilitate that. What stops a local spaza shop from competing with a ShopRite and a Spar? Believe it or not, capital is the least of their problems. The greater performance blockers is a lack of ambition, vision and creativity, but most importantly, the faith of what is possible when you just give it a try. I want Africans to get out of the just enough mentality because it has been stunting our growth for generations. This generation cannot go far because they're starting on the ground floor. Because our predecessors themselves maybe never left the ground floor or the foundations were shaky. So there must be a shift in our mentality into an abundance and selflessness mentality. Selfishness is a plague that has disturbed Africans for way too long, and we must fight it viciously. I want to see local businesses scale and create streams of revenue in multiple currencies. I truly want that for all of us. That a young entrepreneur named Thabo from down the way can stand up and proudly say, I founded a multinational company. I've got businesses in Uganda, in Kenya, Cameroon, in DRC, and South Africa. It's possible. It's doable. But for this vision to work, we need talent. We need the tech geniuses. We need bankers and architects, engineers and investors, lawyers and marketers. We invite you all to be a part of this winning team. Everything begins with a vision and is propelled through creativity, which I have come to understand that is not easy to come about when you don't know what the possibilities are. So this chamber exists today to support every entrepreneur, business development manager, business exec, and public sector servants of what can be achieved and giving you all the confidence of our backing. Anyone who has ever tried to do business in DRC may have a frustrating story to tell. And this is what we're here to improve, to lobby on behalf of our members, to protect your interests, and to enhance your activities. Our commitment is to make market entry, market access, and trade a more simplified and transparent process to allow the free flow of trade between these two nations. So we stand behind the African Union's vision of 2063 and on the principles of the African Free Continental Trade Area to achieve a goal of one common African market with billions of consumers. I, as Sifa, cannot do this on my own, but thousands of signatures on a document presented to our various ministers can make a change. This is why it is important that we all understand that the value of this chamber and why you must sign up as a member, because we cannot help you or support you if you don't mandate us to. Again, I emphasize my earlier points on the power of numbers. We are here to serve you. So tell us what you need. Tell us what your pain points have been. And let's work together to turn it around. I would, as I draw to a close, like to encourage you to think beyond yourself. sit here completely consumed by the networking opportunities available, because being the only successful person carries no glory. The sooner your immediate circle can access the kind of information and resource that you have available to you, the better. Because the less your headache will be in future. Because if the devil cannot attack you, trust me, he will attack the weak ones around you. And so ultimately he'll still come back to you. So as you equip yourselves, please equip those around you too. I'm happy to see the room filled today. Because as I look out, I don't see people, but I see dozens of lights. You are the blessings that Africa has been waiting for. You're the change makers and innovators. You are the employers, creators of skills. So it's really exciting to see. I pray you enjoy the rest of the program, and I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible. God blesses the year ahead of you with a bountiful harvest. If you believe it, receive it.